Hey, good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
And good night.
So, Ciph, today's podcast is going to be an interesting one. I have interviews that I'm going to play with.
You got them?
Yeah, I got some. I got Lil Yachty, Joey Badass, and Kehlani. Yeah, Kehlani. After the interview, there were some parts they didn't know they wanted me to use, so I got to give them the interview and see which parts I'm going to get. But you'll hear it shortly. But we have a lot to catch up on. Ciph hit me almost immediately after the podcast last week.
Yeah.
You know, we did a lot of unpacking last week.
Yeah.
A lot of emotions were unpacked.
That's a good term.
Yeah, we unpacked quite a bit. And a lot of people, I'm guessing based on what I saw, you must have seen even more than I got of people who were hitting me up being like, what's wrong with Ciph?
No, I didn't see that much.
You didn't get that much.
I mean, I might have got it. I didn't look, though.
So I heard from a bunch of people
who
had thoughts about it. Because I thought if you listen to the entire podcast, we sort of went full circle on the entire podcast. I felt
the people I spoke to thought we had like a nice session.
That's what I thought. I thought it started out. See, I think some people tweeted me early. They were listening to the beginning, and they were hitting me kind of like, "Yo, fuck Ciph," and I was like, "Well, let the podcast play out."
Well, also, I don't care.
Well,
they say.
I think they know.
Hold up.
I think they understand that. But you did hit me on the side, and you were like, "I want to do another podcast." I don't like how that came across or something.
Not at all.
Why? So what was it? What was your problem with the podcast?
You made some very good points. Helped me. Sorry, I'm just trying to finish something. You made some very good points. Helped me look inside, be introspective.
Okay. Well, what points? What did I?
Oh, I don't remember now.
Oh, great. Well,
what did I tell you? Did I tell you last week? Yeah.
What?
You might not remember what people say or what they do.
Yes.
Or how they make you feel.
Yes.
So I felt leaving like shit.
Good. Well, I'm glad I'm glad my Jewish guilt power was effective.
Ooh, guilt powers.
But it's funny because I didn't feel bad after the conversation. I felt like you were being somewhat difficult at times, but then I felt like you listened to what I had to say. I didn't think you were
listen.
I didn't think you were shutting me down.
Nah, we just had a little argument at first. But I realized the term I use, you get it because you know me. I guess people who don't know me wouldn't get I don't care.
No, it took me a long time to get it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because, I don't care. You saying the term I don't care all the time is inherently like, damn, is there anything meaner than I don't care?
But it's shorthand for us.
Right.
You know me. It's shorthand. I'm thinking the Juan Ep listeners know me, so you new ones, fuck off. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Of course.
Go fuck yourself. The old ones know what it is.
I think so, yes.
The new ones are like, why are you so mean?
But at the same time, you do agree to a certain extent that I don't care is probably not the best terminology.
For maybe broadcast purposes. And I don't mean podcast. I mean just like saying it out loud in general.
Right.
I could see how... Because somebody was asking me, well, what if someone said something you accomplished and they said, I don't care? And I said, well, I don't care if they don't care.
That doesn't make sense, though. I mean, it does, but...
So, yeah, I understand. And then, I don't know. I just felt bad. Like, you got some good shit going, and you wanted to tell me about it.
And you just said you didn't care.
Yeah, but that's because it was following some friction we had.
Right, so you extra didn't care.
Yeah.
When maybe you actually would have cared.
And I was in a rush that day.
Yes, you were. And then you actually expressed care multiple times this week for my WWE debut.
Very excited about that.
I met your friend.
Oh, Matt?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice
cool,
guy.
right?
Yes.
He said he's in some promo videos with, who's the guy who has the list?
Chris Jericho?
Yeah. He made that list. He wrote that list.
Really?
Yeah. He came up with that concept.
He came up with the idea of the list of Jericho?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's a big deal.
Jericho's limo driver.
Oh, really? So they threw him in there?
Yeah.
So it's funny. The experience that I had with him at the event was he's a writer.
Yeah.
But he's obviously not the highest level writer. He's the lower level writer.
Yeah. Did you piss on him? Like,
no.
Literally, did you urinate on him?
No, but he did. I did see him have to deal with like kind of taking shit.
Yeah.
Like just standing there while like we did things that he wrote that they literally were like, don't worry about anything that's on the paper. And I was like, well, that sucks because I just met that guy and he's standing right there. And people were like, what is this shit? I'm not going to say this. And I was like, oh, well. And I just saw how tough that role must be because, I showed up my first day And the way I was treated was one way because I'm talent from a different world.
Right.
So I was treated with a certain level of respect.
Yeah.
The writers who are hired, I think it takes a long time for them to earn any level of respect.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because people are like, you're a Hollywood writer, you're a writer, you don't understand this.
Yeah.
You know? Now, listen, maybe pulling off something like that, if he wrote something like List of Jericho, and Jericho loves that, now you're in with Jericho.
It feels like it's almost like SNL. Like,
yes, you got to get your person.
get your guy, and then your voice is similar, and then that guy puts his arm around you.
Exactly. And now over time, you can maybe get new people. Now, some other people still might think you're a schmuck. And the
Right.
place is so big that some people might not even know you're the one who did that.
Right.
Because they'll be like, who is this guy? I don't. That was one of the things I found interesting about it was I always assumed all the wrestlers just know each other.
Yeah.
And when I was backstage all day, I realized it's so big that I was like, there were people I saw all day that I didn't talk to.
Yeah.
I was like, I could see myself never talking to this person.
Right.
Like, you just walk around and do your own thing.
Yeah.
And the people who I already knew are the people who I mostly talk to. But I will tell you, it was a very surreal experience.
Wait, what were you doing?
I was part of their kickoff show. Well, by the way, so real quick, I have my new buddy Glenn is here.
Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn.
Rico's agent?
How'd you pull that out? He would always reference Glenn. What a douchey Rico move that was. Like, I'll call Glenn right now. What was his line? He said, I come home to money. Shout out to Rico's podcast, by the way.
Oh, I gotta listen.
What's it called, though? We got to get that before we're done.
I forgot.
I got to pull that up so we can
Mystery
plug.
Men?
Mystery Men. Is it Mystery Men? I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Rico's
Rico's been helping me out a lot lately.
Yes?
Yeah, we've been writing together.
Really?
Yeah.
Rico's a really funny guy.
Very funny.
Shout out to Rico. I mean, he's a piece of shit. But anyway, so Glenn, who's here right now, has a Twitter called Animating Sports.
Okay. Well, I'm not interested in sports.
No, well, don't worry about that. But he animated.
I hate sports.
No, I'm aware. But he animated a clip from the K Show.
Is this the guy Glenn sitting here?
Yes.
Well, I don't like him.
Well, he's sitting right next to you, and you guys are both Latino. Don't you feel a
You
bond?
Latino?
Not well. You guys are almost both.
Keep introducing him as Garcia, and he keeps correcting
Yeah.
you.
What's your actual last name?
Gracia.
Is it Italian?
No, it's Spanish.
Oh, it is Spanish. Oh, Spain. So he thinks he's better than you.
Right.
He thinks he's better than you.
I apologize.
Because he's just Puerto Rican. He's barely. I mean, he's like American.
Yeah, Spanish people are not Latino.
No,
Thank you very much.
Exactly. So, but he took a clip from the K Show and he animated it, and it looks amazing. So go to Animating Sports on Twitter and watch what he posted of a clip from my. And you
Here's my problem with that clip. We've had that same argument on this show.
Yeah.
Not on this show. On Hot 97 Morning Show.
Yeah.
Numerous times.
Yeah. But it just came up organically there. They got mad at me because I took off on
But
Yom Kippur.
that lets me know
that we were on to
I'm
something.
right
What about content or about the argument?
about the argument because other
No,
people
because they were wrong. Because he was wrong. The argument that I made, I think that was very sound, was he was arguing about why I took off for Yom Kippur.
Yeah.
And what I tried to explain was Yom Kippur is like, not in terms of what the holiday feels like, it's not fun, but in terms of importance, it's like Jewish Christmas.
Yeah.
So there are tons of Christians who aren't religious at all, but obviously they're off on Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole world gets to be off on Christmas.
Right.
Jews don't all get off on Yom Kippur. So it doesn't
Take
mean
off?
Yeah, but it doesn't mean
Is that
you're
a vacation day?
I forget how that works. I don't think they usually charge me for
Probably in New York, they're probably like, all right.
Let's let it go. I don't think, honestly, I've gotten to a point, I don't even write down my days off at ESPN. I don't take that many days.
Right.
Here, sometimes they're like on me and they'll be like, you didn't write in for your day. And I just feel like, I'm like, really? What are you going to say? If I take one day too many, what are you guys going to give me? I'll go to
I always wondered that. What happened? Did they dock you?
Yeah, we're going to go to contract dispute. Like, I don't take off that many days, you know? But now my new solution is I just bring the Comrex with me, and I just, not on Yom Kippur, but like the days that I might normally take off, I'll bring the Comrex in my suitcase and I just do the show.
That's crazy. Hey, what's a Comrex?
It's a portable device for doing a radio show.
Oh.
Yes. Like if I was rich, right, like really rich, we both just had endless money, I would be like, let's just each get one and keep it in our house. And whenever we feel like doing the podcast, we connect to each other and just be like, hey, what's up? And it would sound just like this.
Wow.
It's a couple $1,000s. It's not that crazy.
I ain't got it.
I know. You're broke out here. So hold on. Oh, what was my whole story I was saying? I was introducing you who Glenn was.
It's animation.
Animation. I was talking about WWE and my whole my day and how it was surreal. Do Do you remember why I introduced Glenn?
Oh, you just getting into it.
What about Rico's agent, Glenn?
Well, I threw that in.
That's right. You already said that.
Side note.
You already said that. So, anyways, the day was crazy though. Oh, you said what were you doing? I did the TLC kickoff show. So before every pay-per-view, WWE does a kickoff show now, where it's like a pregame show for a sporting event. Okay. So it's handled in the same way.
Carpet.
No, not red carpet.
The pre-Oscar.
No. You don't watch sports, so you wouldn't know. But you sit around at a desk, and it's like, here's what's going to happen today, and we analyze it, and then they have packages which preview what happens, and it comes back to us, predictions, what's going to happen. And they want me to be like the role of the voice of the fans. But really what it amounts to more is me being the voice of me.
Wait, what was it? This was pay-per-view?
Yeah, this is a pay-per-view. Although pay-per-view now is a weird term to use because they have their own network, so everything's on their network.
But that's what that was on?
Yes.
What is that?
WWE Network.
No, but what was, you said TLC?
TLC, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. It's just the name of their the pay-per-view. Each pay-per-view has its own name.
The Learning Channel.
No, it's not on the Learning Channel.
TLC.
It's like that TLC, but different. So
I did on regular TV.
I think you could order it still on a cable system, but most people now, they have like almost 2 million subscribers.
On their own network.
Yeah, so most people who watch
like
it
Apple
watch on
TV, you go to the WWE thing.
Boom, and then it's just there when you pay for it. So instead of, basically they changed their whole model. Instead of them trying to get people to spend $50 a month, 12 times a year or whatever it is, they just want everyone to spend $10 a month all the time, and you get all the pay-per-views.
Yeah.
So I did the pre-show.
Netflix.
Yes, exactly. And it has all old stuff, which is why I love it, and it has the pay-per-views. So I arrived, they flew me in.
Where was it?
Dallas.
Oh.
Got me a rental car. I drove to the arena. The best thing that happened is I pull into the arena like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and the only people there's like 50 just like, nerds waiting for talent to get there. So like I'm parking where like the talent parks.
Yeah.
And the best thing is that when I got out of my car, there were like a handful of people who knew about me being there.
Wow.
Because it was reported before I did it.
Yeah.
And were like yelling my name.
Like podcast fans?
Podcast fans, and I don't know, maybe they just follow along on social. I don't know. Yeah, well, WWE was really cool. They promoted me. Like, they put it up on their Twitter that I would be there. Yeah. They ran an article about me being there, and in the article, they posted my Instagram post. And then when I was there, it was just crazy to be backstage all day and be like...
And did you have, like, a handler? Like somebody...
I had a producer
like...
who I fucking love. This guy, Mike Mansouri, who's hilarious. He should be on camera. He's one of those guys who's so funny that you're like, I don't know why you're just not an on-camera person. But his impressions of other wrestlers that he just does nonstop are so good. We'll get him on the podcast sometime. He's so good. And he was my producer. And he kind of looked out for me the most. But here's the thing. I guess they realized that I've been around enough at this point, like from knowing people. Though, like, it was probably my 10th time being backstage. It was just the only time I've ever had a reason to be there.
Right.
So, like, I could be left alone. Right. I've managed being backstage many times before. I know how to stay out of trouble and just kind of stay out of the way, find my spots, don't take pictures. Yeah. Like, you just kind of post up and, but it's a different world. You can't be there. Like, if I was sitting there snapping, I'd look insane.
Right.
Like, someone would come to me, like, dude, you don't take pictures back here. You don't do anything crazy. You sit there and eat your food. I pulled up my laptop. I watched football on it when I had downtime. I just kind of like stayed out of the way.
Yeah. This was live?
Yeah.
The thing you did?
Yeah. We did a rehearsal. We did one run through.
Yeah.
And
that's great.
And it was in the arena too. So like when you do it, you're sitting in the arena as it's filling with people around you. Yeah.
Come in.
Everyone's filling in. And I'm with Daniel Bryan, who's a famous wrestler doing it. So they're all screaming for him, and Booker T, they're all screaming for him. And I'm the only essential no-name, at least, a good amount. Although there were people that night who had mage signs and repug signs. Like, our podcast has done well. Oh, yeah. I posted this the other day. Guys, aren't you impressed that Ciph's caring right now?
I do care.
I know, but why? Now you care. Last week it felt like you might not care. Now it feels
I didn't care at that moment about Shia LaBeouf.
I still don't care about Shia LaBeouf. Although I did hear from him this week.
From him personally?
Mm-hmm. He's an interesting guy.
You talked to him?
Texted. He called me. I didn't answer.
See, that's the thing. Like, you beef with people, and then... Oh, that's crazy. That's
nice mage sign, right?
No picture. You beef with people, and then your makeup makes you friends.
It does work.
I never beef with people. I'm going to start beefing with people. I'm about to send off shots.
You should at someone.
Drewski's about to get it.
Well, you already are friends with him, though.
Okay.
That's like
Who should I shoot at?
sort of a waste. Someone who's probably like higher up. No offense, Dritsky, but like someone who you don't.
Nas? Should I just take shots at Nas?
Well, I don't know if that's the route to
Who
go.
do I shoot?
He's so beloved.
Somebody got to get shots. I want to try it. Try your formula.
It's unintentional. And I don't, but also, what's the upside, honestly? No disrespect to me being friends with Shia LaBeouf. In terms of, like, career-wise. It's nice that he's friendly. Maybe he'll come in when
It's like being friends with people.
No, that's true. He's an interesting guy. I said to him this week, he texted me last week, and he's like...
Why would he text you after he dissed you? Why didn't he text you first? Oh, but you dissed him, so...
Yeah, exactly. He was like, you don't... First of all, he writes me, he just says, like, hi, I'm Shia. And I was like, okay.
How do you know it was really him?
Because someone told me he was going to hit me.
Oh.
And he was like, I'm one of the real ones. And I was like, okay, I know. I can tell you're a hip hop head for real. I was like, I know. He's like, why'd you diss me when you don't even know me? And I was like, you know what? I was like, I was just kidding around. I was like, but you know, if the first, I was like, I can see how the first one would have kind of actually seemed a little offensive because I did like go kind of hard. I was joking, but I wasn't smiling.
Yeah.
Sounded like I was dead serious.
Right.
They don't understand that in our room, the way like you and I and Ebro, if we were sitting there talking, we're just like, oh, it'll be funny.
Yeah.
Not thinking it's like, so I was like, I'm sorry. He's like, nah, but it's funny now. I was like, okay. He's like, I'm not the one. You stepped in some shit.
What?
I was like, okay, well, what are we doing here? I said, I got one more. I said, I'm sending off one more at you tomorrow. Because he had just went at me again.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm sending off one more at you tomorrow.
But the funny thing is I saw like all like the blog hits and it says Shia LaBeouf, this is Drake.
Wouldn't
and all
include my
these other-
name.
It didn't say your name at all.
Because when the Breakfast Club originally posted it, because they got the first one, they left my name out.
Oh, of course.
So I got left out of all of it.
Yeah.
And then he fires off two more about me, where it's like 2 minutes long about me.
Both.
Yeah, they're all about me. He barely touches on anyone but me.
Right, the Drake diss was just
One line.
saying to you.
It was dissing me.
Yeah.
You got worse than Drake's fake accent.
Yeah.
It's still dissing
It's
me.
really towards you, yeah.
Nah, fuck TMZ. All day, every day. I can't
Okay.
believe how bad they shit on me. Like, they literally just did, specifically like,
you
we're
call
leaving
them?
your name out. I did.
Oh.
Chanel reached out to them. And then they came and interviewed me this week. One of the reporters was like, let's do an interview about Shia LaBeouf and about the whole Charlemagne thing. I don't know if you saw anything about it with Trevor Noah.
No, what's that?
I'll tell you about that. You won't care, but I'll tell you about maybe
I care.
You might care. It was kind of interesting.
You're my friend, I care.
Really? Wow. Okay. So they wanted to interview me about that. I did an interview and they're like, no, didn't run it. And I was
What?
like, I've been involved in enough. I've been involved in enough mainstream stories that like I feel like it feels like almost like it's intentional. Like I'm like, well, I don't know why you impose. They had me on TMZ Live last week, and by the way, I don't really care about it except for the fact that if you're going to run the story about me,
Yeah.
include my name.
Yeah, because they do with everyone else. They
Yeah,
go
like-
the other side of it or whatever.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like they have Charlemagne on there like every day though, so of course
That's
I
probably
think
why,
conspiracy. Right? I think there is some TMZ Harvey Levin. There is something there.
That's true.
You know that?
Yeah.
There is a thing. Ebro was like, there's a thing there.
Yeah, there's a
And what's up with Harvey Levin producing a documentary about Trump, a positive Trump documentary?
Sounds right.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Sounds right.
So, but Shia's funny. The last thing I said to Shia was, I had one line on my second freestyle that I thought was actually somewhat tight. I said, you why whenever you rap, you got to go. I said, I suggest you stay in the wood, not Ingle. Go to parties with douchebags and mingle, or link up with Joaquin Phoenix and drop singles. You get that reference?
Yeah.
Because he's a fake rapper too, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty tight.
Yeah.
So the last thing I said to him, I was like, yo, that Joaquin Phoenix line was tight. He's like, that was the only one. And I was like,
You wrote that?
what?
You wrote that?
Yeah. And I said, I like you. I was like, you're a lunatic, but I like you. And he
That's
was,
what you said.
yeah. And he was like, I like you too. I was like, hit me next time you're in town. He's like, Roger that. That was it. That was the last I heard from
Is
him.
he Jewish?
Yeah.
Is there a Jewish thing?
Yeah. Oh, he said that. And in the second freestyle, I think he said, or the first one, he goes, you're a funny Jew, saddles blazing. Like he referenced Blazing Saddles. Mel Brooks.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. Like there's a thing. There's a thing. That was all my whole thing of this scene was that he was Jewish.
I like you. You're a lunatic.
And I should say that my second freestyle, half of it was written by my boy Ken Starr, who helped me write. So
Who's that?
I wrote the second part though.
Doesn't it have something to do with the Clinton Monica Lewinsky thing?
Well, that's where his name's from.
Okay.
but now he's just himself Ken Starr. Anyway, so shout out to Ken Starr, great guy.
Oh man,
so that was amusing. Now the Charlemagne thing that.
Hold on, okay.
Well, I was gonna tell you that story. So
tell me, because I want to know what these fucking Twitter fucks were saying.
So last week, you'll probably have different feelings than me about the initial thing.
I'm gonna care.
But this woman who is like a right wing.
Should I say fuck that bitch?
You can.
Fuck that bitch.
This right wing chick who's really pretty.
Right wing is the evil one.
Yes, exactly.
I never know which one is which.
She's this really pretty right wing chick.
Okay.
Who's on the Blaze network. What is that you're saying?
I am saying that.
It's Glenn Beck's network that's on like 3 cable systems.
Okay.
Okay. But she's become like a phenom.
Uh-huh.
And the first way I ever heard about her was when Charlemagne went on her show.
Okay.
So I was like, it ended up in my feed. So I'm like, why? I'd seen her name. I knew she existed and she was bad. And I was like, damn, why is he going on her show? And I saw he was fighting with her. You know, he was playing the good side, but on her show. And I was like, probably shouldn't go on her show. There's no, that show's bootleg. There's no need to go on that show. But whatever. Time passes. She gets bigger, and she's become more of a phenomenon in that I see in like the black Facebook world, where people post her videos to be like, can you believe this?
Yeah, but you're posting it.
And so I'm like, why are people posting this? I've never posted anything from it. I'm like, why are you posting this? So rewind or fast forward, whatever you want, to last week, Trevor Noah decides to have her on his show.
Oh, I think I might have seen like a picture of that. I didn't know who she was.
So Trevor Noah has her on the show to argue with her.
Mm.
And at first the conversation is, wow, Trevor Noah really showed her what time it was. So I went and watched it, and I'm like, he makes great points. She doesn't care about any of them. At no point. No, she didn't say I don't care. But it's not like it's not like at any point she goes, oh,
right,
wow. You know, I never thought about it that way.
Right.
Even close.
It's never going to happen.
That's never going to happen, right? So I go out and I at Trevor Noah, and I'm like, I don't see why in this climate you're giving a platform to. She literally, not being like overly hyperbolic, she legitimately compares Black Lives Matter to the Ku Klux Klan. Not a long time ago on Trevor Noah's show.
Mm.
They're like the Ku Klux Klan because of blank. Did you know that a black man is more likely to kill a cop than a cop is a black man? This is the space that she's in.
Mm.
I'm just not in a space for that, where I understand why people who don't feel that way would prop that up right now. So I said that. Trevor Noah responds to me, and he's like...
Wait, on Twitter?
Yeah. Trevor Noah writes back on Twitter and is like, her videos have 50 million views. Who am I exposing her to? And I'm like, well, first...
Even with Trevor?
Oh, yeah, he's in heavy. I said, I know it's your guy. I know. I said...
Damn.
I said, yo, listen, I know that you're...
I can't care about this.
I know. Are you already not caring?
No, I can't.
So I said, you're missing the point. I was like, she's not on with your audience. And I don't believe 50 million Facebook views anyway, or Twitter views. I don't believe that shit. And why are you putting on your platform? We don't need to all see it. We don't need it. So anyways, it's over though. I don't think anything else of it. Friday night, I get in bed, scrolling through TMZ. Boom, there's Trevor Noah having drinks with her at night in a hotel bar.
Mm.
The headline's like, oh, they got together because she had gotten threats and stuff, and he wanted to like express to her that like it's not. I was like, you're doing too much. You don't need to be having drinks with her afterwards. If she looked like Alan Dershowitz, if she looked like Peter Rosenberg, you're not having drinks at a hotel at night.
She's
with
hot.
her. She's very pretty. I think she's very pretty. She's not even
White?
like, yeah, and blonde, but not generically so. I think she's like uniquely pretty, which I think makes her.
What's her name? Oh, you don't want to tell. Don't say.
No, we gonna turn the mics off and I'll take off the mic.
No, tell me later.
Okay. So
This bitch out. Should I put her on my spank bank?
you could, because you want to have some hate sex in your spank bank. I don't know.
Sometimes you gotta.
So I keep scrolling on TMZ same night, and there is Charlemagne on TMZ hanging out with her, and it's like, oh, we spotted, and I'm like, spotted? This isn't spotting. They're just walking down the street in Times Square. I was like, this was what they were doing. This isn't. You didn't spot them doing anything. Someone called TMZ and said, this is what we're going to do. Because she had canceled on The Breakfast Club. She didn't have time, so I guess they did this instead. They're walking down the street, and she's like, oh, she says something about Black Lives Matter. He laughs and is like, haha, black penises matter, which is some joke he'd been making with her about, have you ever had sex with, touched a black penis, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't really understand laughing out loud about Black Lives Matter with someone who really doesn't like Black Lives Matter. And so I just started Donald Trump zone and just started tweeting. Don't think anything of it, go to bed, blah, blah, blah. 24 hours later, Baller Alert and Boss Up, who never fuck with my shit.
Hey, now you're popping.
We're like, whoa, Peter Rosenberg scorches Charlemagne. Do you agree? You know, stuff like that. Which obviously has very little to do with me and more that they felt that way and just saw someone who said it. Because they don't fuck with me. Right. In fact, Ciph, you will love this. They pained themselves to write about me.
Right.
Agreeing with me was like, they were like, we love Charlemagne and Trevor Noah. Trust me, we love them.
Right.
But is it maybe right? I mean, why does it take a white Jew to say something? But, I mean, he does kind of make a point. So it then blows up over the next couple of days.
That is funny.
And Monday and Tuesday, it got like really big. And then Charlemagne doubled down in his fashion that he does because ultimately, I'm not going to get into a whole thing ranting and raving about him, but ultimately his thing, whether you love him or hate him, his thing is about being in the conversation.
Yeah.
That's his number one goal in life. And the reason I've questioned him morally a lot of times is because I believe there's no limit to what that would be, including hanging out with someone who says things that are fucking horrible and then masking it under, should we dialogue or not? And he's this genius. What he's really brilliant at is he comes up with like catchphrases and he repeats them over and over again.
He's pretty good at it.
He's really good at it. Like, that's how he got us. Like, even if you go back to, like, when we feuded with him, he would say things over and over again, like these catchphrases that work with people. And so he kept saying on his show, and he was like, do you want something or do you want dialogue? Yeah. Like, it's a line that he has. Right. And then it'll be like... what
was the 5% one he had? He had something out back in the day.
Well, a 5%er line?
Or was it Ratchet or Righteous or something like that?
Yes,
something like that. Yeah, that was pretty dope.
Yeah. He had something like that he'll like go with, and it works. But it's odd because sometimes I listened to the break they did about it, and they pasted like 3 breaks together. So when you hear 3 breaks back to back, it stands out more to hear him say the same phrase over and over again. Like I was like, oh wow, when you hear it back to back to back to back, I'm like, you really memorize it.
Yeah.
Like that's a skill, that's a thing.
Yeah.
I don't have that. In fact, I go too far off the other direction.
Well, you're too emotional.
I'm too emotional. Everything's off the cuff.
You're real though.
Well, exactly.
You're being real.
He has a plan that he's specifically and he's programmed, and this is what it's going to be. So in this case, he does the same thing, and he's like, "Do you want to have dialogue?" I don't like to talk at people. I don't want to talk about people. I want to talk to people. That's how he. That's how he made. How he explained hanging out with her. But then he decided to double down, and said, "Why don't black and Spanish women who are supposedly woke do what she did?" And create a platform for themselves. Well, first of all, she didn't create a platform for herself. She's beautiful, and she was plucked by a right-wing outlet and put on it. She didn't create her own platform at all. And, of course, there are tons of black and Spanish women who have YouTube channels that have millions of followers who have built their own thing. So it was an absurd thing to say, and he got, as they say, quote, dragged for like the next 24 hours or whatever. But it worked. It worked perfect for him. Like, I applauded him. He wanted to be in the conversation. It became the biggest conversation that's ever been had about him. The biggest one.
I know nothing of it.
Well, that means nothing, right? Like, it could have been 10 times bigger. You still wouldn't know. Obama could have commented on it, and you would have been like, I'm not a... Did he perform at the Comedy Cellar this week?
Can I say something?
You don't care.
I don't care.
I knew. I knew you didn't. So, but hold on. There was a point to which I wanted to get to about all of it.
Yeah.
That was the week that was.
Yeah, I didn't know anything had happened. Somebody at MTV. I'm writing on this MTV show. And somebody came in and was like, yo, your boy Rosenberg. And I'm like, yeah, it's always your boy Rosenberg. And then this one's big though. And I'm like,
but honestly, it wasn't even big about me.
Whatever, I don't know. This is what people say. And they're like, yo, him and Charlemagne. I'm like, it's always him and Charlemagne. Like,
right. Like, why would I care about this anymore? This one was interesting. There was a political side of it that was interesting, but ultimately, the only thing that I found interesting about it is it's the same thing I've seen for 8 years. Which is something's being said that's clearly fucked up. I point out that that's fucked up. And because people are fucked up, they don't like how I look or how I sound.
Yeah.
Like, for example, as Ebro said, Scotty Beam came in the day after Charlemagne posted all that shit. And she was like, I'm confused.
Yeah.
And Ebro said, why are you confused? And she was like, well, And she was like, you're confused because he looked like you and said things that are a fuck you to you.
Yeah.
He was like, if Rosenberg had said that, you wouldn't be confused.
Right.
You would just say, well, fuck him.
Right.
But because he looks like you, you're confused.
And relate to him on the
There's not, he was like, there's nothing to be confused about.
Because everything's not black and white. And I don't mean people.
No, exactly. No.
Like literally, like black and white. Like,
right. But I am still, I guess I just am shocked at like how much people really don't trust the words I say by nature because of my ethnic background.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, I know. I'm
so. I don't even know.
I know that white people are like that. I'm still surprised to see black people like that.
You don't even know. You think you know, but you have
no idea. Why do you say that? Why? Because you've heard the
real world. Oh,
I know
sorry.
that. It's the intro to the real world. You don't remember?
No, it's just it's way because you only deal with. You only have longer conversations with people
that I know.
Not even that you know that you are interested in having long conversations with.
Right.
Like people that feel that way, you might bump into them, but you're not sitting down with them.
Right. And in person, they might not say shit.
And also, no one is like that man to man, like on the train. Like when you're on the train with racists and people who voted for Trump and all these other things, but you're just a person on the train going to work. It's not time to boast and pump up your chest about your beliefs. It's just time to go to work. You know what I'm saying? But when they gather, and Twitter and Instagram and all these,
it's a place where people gather.
Now people gather even though they're alone. They're gathering. That's when they start pushing up their feelings. You know what I'm saying? But this is what I was telling you about the election. Like this is where I don't care comes from, because most people don't care. Like you got to go work, make money, make dinner, pick up your kids, try to have date night. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to live your life, and then somewhere in there, if there's an hour where you gather, is when your beliefs come up.
Right.
But otherwise, we're all the same, just fucking trying to get by. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but when they gather, the Jewish thing or whatever, anything, whatever ethnic thing or race thing or social fucking economic thing comes up, and then you put it, nowadays especially more, you put it in the universe with social media and stuff, and people can see it. But once you post it, you got to fucking go get those sausages out the oven or they're going to burn. Like, you got to go back to your life. So then you read it and it's just there.
Right. I have a question. You will defend the person who hung out with someone who's directly fighting against you, and you will attack the person who purports to wanting to be on your side. That's fucked up, yo.
Fucked up game we're in.
That's fucked up. Like I'm just like, that's sad. I don't really understand it. But I cannot at 37, 20 years deep in being involved in hip hop, 9 years deep being on the radio where I've been outspoken on issues, I can't try to prove myself to you and be like, I hope you'll accept me as someone who.
All right, here's the deal. I'm going to give you some advice. Try these 3 beautiful words.
Okay, I'm listening.
3 syllables. One of them is a conjunction. Is that a conjunction?
No, I don't think so.
What is it when you shorten two words into one?
Oh, no, then maybe that is a conjunction.
Yeah.
Glenn, what do you think? He thinks right.
Okay.
He's from Spain, though. What is he?
I don't know. If you want to go Twitter version, 3 letters. I don't. Come on now.
Care.
You don't care about that guy.
But obviously I did, because I responded to him like 10 times. No, you know what it is? I think I get upset when, by the way, and I appreciate you balancing out last week by letting me have a straight up therapy session today.
But that's the thing, it's not you though.
Maybe it is though. Maybe it's what we said. Maybe it's that one thing I said to Combat Jack, or
yeah,
I said
but
one
even
other
that
thing.
one thing is tied into like generations of miseducation, of fucking propaganda, rhetoric, all that shit.
You talking about some? Are you also talking about some late '80s Jew devil hip hop shit that existed?
Griff
some Professor
shit.
Griff shit that's been around for 20 years.
Yeah, like Not even before that.
Before that. In hip-hop, it's been around for a long time.
You want to go Nation of Islam, Farrakhan. You want to go fucking just history. You know what I'm saying? Like,
now, blacks and Jews, for as much as they really have a true history together, there's also been a history of pushing apart.
And who did that? That's the shit that I look at, right?
Okay.
We know as educated adults that live in America, and especially in a cosmopolitan surroundings, we know that blacks and Jews fought together. Why is that erased? Why is that knowledge erased? Why was it pushed apart? You know what I'm saying? Who separated it? Who made it? We don't fuck with each other.
Although it's weird.
That's the type of shit that I look at.
But it's weird because the Klan and people like that still keep us together. That's why the alt-right hates the Jews so much.
Yeah.
Here's my deal with the alt-right. The people on the worst side, they consider black.
What's alt-right?
Alt-right's the new word for like just the super racist, crazed
I can't
right.
fuck with these new terms.
So what? Fascists? I don't know what you Nazis. Whatever word you want to use.
So that's like the clean version of Nazis, like the
Well, they're not
correct-
skinheads. They're wearing suits.
So they're grown-up skinheads.
They're like
They're suited up.
yeah. Then they're some of them are in a position of a little bit more power, and a lot of them, like were big Trump supporters. But Trump did disavow them a couple weeks ago.
He has to.
He has to.
But he's still probably fucking with them.
I mean, a lot of people's theory on it is that Trump didn't ask for them, but he's happy to take them.
Right. That makes sense.
He knew that it would help. Those are his warriors.
Right.
And though he didn't ask for them, he doesn't want to go stand next to them. If they're the ones out there being like, we love you,
right.
I think he's happy to take it.
Yeah.
But I don't think that he's promoting it, but it's what's there.
Yeah.
So they all got together in Washington a few weeks ago, and it was like a big deal because they went to this restaurant. They all went to Maggiano's, right? So I told you that story. So I believe that group considers black people subhuman, right? They consider black people like animals.
Yeah.
They consider Jews evil humans. So they consider Jews to be human, but that we're really smart and we use our brains in these evil, conniving ways, and in doing so, they think that we lift up these subhumans. That's how I think they see it. I think they see blacks as less than and Jews as evil. And the combination they see is the worst thing imaginable. And that's why they hate both so much.
So blacks are like the machines that revolted, because that's what they are. They were slaves. They were machines.
Right. They were there simply to make the country operate and give the country infrastructure.
Right. And then the Jews are the hackers that hacked into those machines and trying to like build them up.
Yeah. The ones who told them you don't have to be, or helped them try to be more than they are. So yeah, you're right though. Where did it come from that they was supposed to be like Jews and blacks in New York in particular don't get along?
Yeah.
Because Ciph, you've seen it more than anyone. The amount of like older hip hop dudes who come to me and be like, "Yo, you the only Jew I fuck with." All our listeners know that's kind of shit, but that's rooted in something.
Yeah.
That's not nothing.
Hardcore.
That's a real
thing. That's from like,
the religious
businesses
in the hood, the random Orthodox Jews who are fucking have their own ambulances and shit, and have their whole own fucking community, and people don't feel accepted by it. Like that's a real thing, and a lot of people do that to themselves.
But that's because Jews, their whole, I don't know how to say it. Their whole mission is to build up their own thing.
Yes.
So then I guess if you live right next door to black people, and it's like, well, we're just building up our own thing right now. And like,
but I can see how it's fucked up. There have been situations in which like an accident's happened and the Jewish ambulance comes and picks up the Jew and leaves the black person sitting there. Like that's happened.
That's crazy.
So like those things have happened.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy on both sides.
It's crazy. So like it ends up. That's why there's certain people who couldn't even believe I was Jewish because of how I looked. They don't even think I'm Jewish. They're like, you're not Jewish. Where's the curls?
Yeah.
And I get it because they grew up in fucking Brooklyn on Flatbush, and that's all they saw.
Yeah.
So it's we going deep.
It's not all. It seems like I didn't know he was going to go deep. That's not all the Jews they saw, but those Jews stick out.
Right.
So they think that's what a Jew is.
Are.
Even though that white guy walking next to you is also a Jewish guy.
But then, like, there was, between Farrakhan and Sharpton, there was just, like, things that would happen, and the relationship would get strained.
But that, I'll go back to my original thing. The only power, and I say white man in a way of, like, controlling things, not white people in themselves, but, like, the white man's only power is divide and conquer.
Right.
So Jews and blacks were together in the civil rights movement.
Right.
We got to break this up.
Yeah. They're way less powerful together.
Yeah.
They're way less powerful separate.
Yeah, we got to break this up. Where's that? That's
where did that happen? Who did that?
There's always some little sneaky shit.
Because the funny thing is, the more you go around the industry, like as we know, the deeper you get into hip hop, you see that black, like, in one sense, those the evil fucking white people are right. Like, blacks and Jews really are in business together in a lot of places.
Yeah.
Like, fucking go listen to Russell Simmons talk about anything for 5 minutes. Russell's tied into mad Jewish shit, was always involved in peace in Israel, and like like, people really are together. Hove too, like, everyone.
Yeah.
So I get it. It just was created. It was made evil. Instead, it's the opposite. It's the opposite of evil. Evil people think it's evil, but somehow people you would think would be on our side.
A lot of it comes
confused.
from so, like, the FBI basically declared war on black people.
Yes.
In the 60s because J. Edgar Hoover was like,
yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, they're gonna go communist. That's why when Castro died, did you see all the weird stuff? Like, I thought Killer Mike had a good one. He was like, fuck, man, I got mad Cuban friends that I understand why they hated Castro. But as far as what Castro did for, like, race,
people of color struggling, yes.
It's like, because that picture of Castro and Malcolm X is sick. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, he kind of did an eye for us. We understand he fucked y'all, and I fuck with you, but he kind of did some good shit for us. So it's like weird.
That was very
weird.
I backed out 100%.
Yeah,
I stepped back. I said, Fidel Castro is one person who requires more than 140 characters, so I'm going to go ahead and just leave this one out.
Real.
I don't know enough.
Oh, but yeah, so they thought black people would
go communist.
So if our main agenda was to fight communism, well, we got to take care of these blacks. Because,
by the way, who was the biggest? Oh, hold on, we're getting somewhere.
Where we at?
Who was the biggest known convicted communist in this country?
I don't know.
The Rosenbergs.
Oh shit!
Julius and Ethel Rosenberg, the most famous communists.
Traitors.
What was my grandfather's name?
Julius Rosenberg.
You see what I'm saying? It's 360 degrees, God.
Oh,
you see what's happening here?
You just got blasted.
Because he just got butt slammed. because now you understand where the division came from. Because there were actually Jews who were communists.
Yeah. And
there were blacks who were communists.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that was a real thing.
That's the thing. The FBI
wasn't completely wrong.
Yeah, they were on it.
J. Edgar Hoover wasn't totally wrong.
Yeah, they were on something. Well, there was militant black folks could see how communism would be,
of course,
an option.
Yes,
but regular black people,
they didn't see it.
They weren't for it.
No, they were just trying to have a job,
Americans.
and they were trying to fit in and live their life.
That's the problem. Like, you go, black people possibly could be communists. We got to get them, but they should have been like this group of black people. They were just like black people.
No, no, for them it was as everything is. It's just generalize the whole thing and deal with them.
Just handle it. Because there's so many black people that's like, nah, I'm not fucking with that. Like,
I'm good. I'm
trying to get this job at this
get my
factory.
house and just live my life.
Exactly.
But there were other people who were like, oh, Castro's making a point. Oh, Malcolm X. Okay, we're gonna fight back. And they were like, no, we're not gonna have this.
Yeah.
That's why the Malcolm X Fidel Castro picture represents so much.
So much. Whew. I don't know. What were we talking about? Wrestling?
We went deep. We went deep today.
Well, I'm just saying that you guys, you folk,
the
you
Jews.
people, no, listeners, Juan Ep fans. I had what's the thing? Not an enlightenment. So when I left last week,
revelation.
I had a revelation that some things I say sound dismissive to people, and I think my squad knows how to deal with that.
Yep.
Because they know who I am and I get into some moods sometimes. But I apologize to you for saying I don't care about something you cared about, because I do care. But I didn't care at that moment because I was perturbed.
And sometimes you don't care.
No. I don't care is the wrong term, and I got to find a new term. 2017, we're going to find the new term. Because I don't care is the wrong term.
But there are some things you really don't care about.
I know, but it's like, it's more of an indifference. I don't care is it's almost like a stance.
Yes. It's almost caring.
Exactly.
I don't care is so strong it's almost caring.
Yeah, I care about the opposite. It's not, it's an indifference.
Yeah, I sort of hate when people, it's like the difference between being agnostic.
Yeah,
and whatchamacallit.
The other one.
What's the other thing? Well, you don't believe in God at all? Atheist.
Yeah.
So, like, atheists annoy me. Agnostics I like.
Maybe I'm just life agnostic.
You're life agnostic. When you go atheist, you're like, no, there's no God.
Right,
I'm like, well, now you have your own religion.
Right.
That's your religion. I'd rather have you go straight agnostic, which is like, I don't fucking know. I'm just living my life. That makes sense to me.
That's what I got to start saying.
My friend Jody is so atheist that to me it sounds like a religion. Like, he
Right.
gets annoyed when people boast about God. And I'm like, I don't get it. It's not for me. Sometimes I'll go, oh, this person's going a little off the deep end.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, like when I was younger, I was militant, like, fuck Christmas. It's an evil holiday. Da, da. Now I'm just like, some people like Christmas.
Okay, enjoy yourself. As long as what you're doing doesn't negatively affect anyone else, I don't care what you're doing.
Some people like Christmas. Like this, and Christians should like it. I personally think I like the views and the message of Christmas, and I think a lot of people don't follow that, and it's what annoys me. But that's your business.
Yeah, do it how you mean you don't think it's about like killing people at a Target to get a present?
Yeah, it's crazy. Or like this is what I hate about Christmas. When people are like, oh, I gotta get so and so a gift.
Well, now that goes against everything you're doing.
Yeah, that don't get them a gift.
Right. Why do you have to get them a gift if you're miserable?
I gotta get this. Oh man, everyone in my office gotta get a gift.
All right, real quick, Ciph. Next week, you around?
Kinda.
Let's do. How do you feel about? I have CJ Fly here on Tuesday.
Oh, I love CJ Fly.
CJ, his new album's out, Flytrap. CJ's here
he's gonna
Tuesday.
do my improv show in a couple weeks, and I want to shout out Joey Badass. He
Thursday-
hit me out of nowhere.
And said he wanted to send you some merch?
Yes,
Me too.
I love that guy, man.
Good man.
I love Joey Badass.
Well, guess what? I have an interview with him coming up right here.
What do you mean coming up here?
I'm going to play it right now. Not only did people just get an hour of us talking about God knows what, they're going to get Joey Badass right now. Next Thursday, Smoke Dizza, Pete Rock.
I think so.
Have you listened to the album?
No, it's good.
Very good.
I'm shooting something, but I'll figure it out.
All right, so next week there's a few things. We'll work it out.
Hey, you guys, you can catch me down in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Ciph, you know what we need to do? If I can get more time. Gucci Mane next Friday, 9:30. Gucci Mane one app will be kind of crazy. Nah?
Yeah, I got to shoot that day, but we'll figure it out.
What time do you start shooting?
I'm not sure.
Damn, you're busy. All right, well, listen. Enjoy Joey Badass, Lil Yachty, and some Kehlani right here. Hopefully you guys feel free to tweet us.
To catch me in North Carolina.
When's that?
Catch me in North Carolina this weekend. It's December, what's today? 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, something like that.
All right, I'll put this up today.
I'll be at my mom's house.
Okay.
So if you want to come see me do a show or eat dinner or...
You bringing the baby?
Bring the baby down there.
So if you want to come
down south.
Checking the baby.
Yeah.
You should go visit my my aunt while you're down there.
Is she down in North Carolina?
Yes, she moved there. My dad and her are not on good terms.
I'll squash it.
After her Trump support. I don't know if you can. Considering the last thing that happened was my brother said, Dad, there's a fire in a town that's pretty near Joyce's town. And my dad just replied, bye-bye. I don't think...
Oh, fuck.
I don't think it's in good shape.
Damn, that's his sister?
Yes! So, I think that needs a little work. Their relationship needs a little work.
Yo, but listen, you beefing over politics?
That's what I said.
Come on, man.
I said, Dad, she took care of both of your sons when we moved to New York. Both of your kids when we moved here. And my dad will be like, but she's racist. The exact culture that you love, that you want to.
So what?
She does. And I'm like, I get it. It hurts my feel. I don't like it. It makes me sad. But she literally cooked for me and had me sleep in a bed in her house for 6 months. Like, I think anyone, black or white, if they had a family member who had some fucked up views who still treated them like family, I think you don't have to support it. You can disagree. You don't have to just go, oh, it's fine. But I'm not going to not love that person. And my dad won't either. But you know what he's like. He's related to me. You see what I'm like.
Yeah. You're crazy.
I don't think he meant it when he said bye-bye, but it was literally the most savage thing I've ever seen in text message, so I thought it was worth repeating.
Is your dad's favorite song Audio 2 Top Billin'?
Why?
I don't care.
Hey, guys, have a good week. We'll see you next week.
Why don't you want to talk about it?
All right. Stop it, Marissa Mendez. It is Juan Epstein. Good morning. Good afternoon, good evening, good night. And thank you, Cipha Sounds and Rosenberg, for tossing it to me, Rosenberg, live from the Prudential Center. When I say live, I mean there's no doubt that when you hear this, it has to be taped because I am recording this. But I am inside the bowels of the Prudential Center where tonight, Hot for the Holidays, will go down, the Hot 97 concert. As you know, if you heard the last Juan Epstein, I said, Ciph, let's do a Juan Ep from here. Ciph has a comedy show in front of 14 people at the Comedy Cellar.
There's actually
11 people. No, he knows. No, it's a small venue. That's what the Comedy Cellar is. My point was when I argued with him, as I said, he's always like, I need to be on stage. And I'm like, I get it. You want to be on stage. But at the same time, can we do stuff on stage? Yachty! Boat! So I said we could talk to some great artists like Lil Yachty, et cetera, but Ciph wanted to do comedy. So that is the situation that we have, is that me doing it myself.
Right.
And there's Marissa Mendez, who's filling in for Cipha Sounds, which is a terrible step down. Lil Boat, what up, Boat?
Step down.
How are you, buddy? Grab that microphone, my friend.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's here.
yeah,
How are you?
I'm good.
You know that you and I have been, we're in a rap beef together. You know that, right?
Yeah, it's dope, right?
So tight.
Yeah, it's dope.
Yo, do you want to start a super group?
No,
Come on. What if I get Drake in it? If I could get Drake,
I mean, if you could get Drake,
would you consider it?
Might.
All right, if I get a yes from Drake, if I get confirmed yes from Drake, then I come to you.
Yes.
Then we can have a
Let me
conversation.
answer your text
definitely.
message. So.
It's funny, right?
It's all. I'll tell you, can I do the truth, though? I think that he's actually not bad. Like, I think he has a skill set. I think his voice isn't very good, but I think Shia LaBeouf has some
I think
bars.
he probably just need to work on his cadence.
His cadence needs work.
Yeah.
Why?
But being able to rap them and you can make a song.
Why do people like love to come at you? Why did that become?
me?
You're like the most lovable kid I've met in the business. Why do people love to come at you so much?
Bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know.
I've never understood it.
I'm a target.
You don't think you make it a little easy though too when you say things about Big and Pac? And
Oh yeah, you did troll. I forgot. Thank you, Mendez. You did troll.
I mean, I love you to death, and I listen to all your shit, but you do make it easy.
I guess.
Yeah.
I apologize about that.
Oh
No,
yeah.
no, no.
I wasn't
it's
mad.
not, but I'm
I
just
mean, I
saying
don't-
I get that's why some people do
Maybe.
go
But
at you.
yeah. By the way,
He was coming at me before that, definitely.
Biggie?
yes. No, not Biggie.
No,
Like,
people was
taking at
definitely
you.
coming at.
Biggie.
People-
Yo, Biggie comes back at you. You about to be so lit out
No,
here.
that's crazy. I'm out.
You out of here.
I'm done. I'm.
Untouchable.
No, yeah, but it was before that. It was before that. Like you.
It's been since I came to y'all's show.
I know.
I mean, it's good though. It's good publicity for me. I'm living. I'm up.
No, yeah, I got to tell you, I think it's only there's no downside because the people. I'll tell you the truth. The people who love you have never come at you. The only people who are coming at you are people who weren't familiar with you before anyway. So it's just gaining new eyeballs.
Yep.
The only thing you don't ever want to do is lose the people who messed with you in the first
Exactly.
place. And you're not doing that at all. So what are you working? When is there going to be like a Lil Yachty album?
Man, we was trying to do December, but it's not looking too good for December.
How far along are you?
Not far.
Not far enough.
You record on the road, or is that tough for you?
I am, but I just came off tour with Ray Sherman. I really messed up my voice. I can't peak my voice high. Like I can't do a high pitch when I do my like auto-tune sing type stuff, and it's really been messing up my flow, my vibe. I got a couple joints, but like I just can't really get into it.
That's a whole nother part of the game, by the way. The like learning how to care for your voice.
That's what I'm starting to learn now.
Yeah,
like
that's
a method now that you have to do? What do you
I
have to do
mean,
now?
my vocal coach we take lessons, and he just teaches me. I don't always have. I need to stop screaming at the top of my lungs.
why do
Do it.
you don't seem like a big screamer? You scream on stage a lot?
See him on
Man,
stage?
what?
No, I've never seen him on. Tonight's.
Lit.
I mean, but
tonight's-
tonight is not the same.
Yeah, it's a big venue with like a lot of people who won't know
And they're
you.
not- exactly.
It's a
so-
different vibe. Like tonight, the song's going to be Broccoli, right? I'm guessing
Right.
that's the big winner tonight.
You're
Exactly.
going to get one night, though, right?
Is John here?
I don't think Drum's here.
No.
Drum was at Powerhouse yesterday, I think.
I didn't
in LA.
I
or Cali
know.
Christmas.
Yeah, I was too though.
So was Yachty.
Oh yeah, and you made it back.
I'm
That's what I was
everywhere.
watching. I was
Ouch, shit. Yeah, I saw you on TMZ. He was very excited
You
to be
seen
getting
that?
it.
Yo, that was lit.
I saw you.
Oh,
it was
my
so funny. I've
God.
never seen someone who's just like happier about life. So being interviewed by TMZ was like, I don't really care what you're asking me. I'm just happy to be.
It's like TMZ wants to talk to me.
Yeah, I think it's funny though because after we did that interview, you know, a lot of people come up to me and be like, "Oh, Yachty, this." I'm like, Yachty's one guy I actually really like because you do
Yeah.
your own. You actually sound like your own thing. Ebro, you want to step in?
What are we stepping into?
No, nothing. We're just
Lil
chatting.
Boat.
Lil Bo got it.
Ebro's about to take over the whole conversation.
Oh, you know, thank you. Hold on. Let's talk about Nautica. Because
Okay.
I was at Complex Con and I Instagrammed the picture of you as the Nautica thing, and I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
they actually did a brand understood. So how did is it a full like Nautica deal? What's your Nautica situation?
Yeah, that's what we're doing right now. We working on the deal's almost done, but about to be the creative director.
So they're gonna be. Oh wow. Now here's the thing.
Now you know what the Yachty story starts with him and his team. What were they called?
The boat club.
Sailing team.
Sailing
Yacht
team.
club. Yacht club.
You spun off to the sailing team.
Yeah, I put the yacht club under the sailing team.
And then they was wearing Nautica then though.
Yeah.
So you guys were just buying like vintage Nautica, or just
I personally was.
Okay.
It was my thing.
and so it was always a thing you liked.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, has Nautica been making, with all due respect, has Nautica been making like new current product this whole time, or they've actually
not to idolize the youth.
yeah, like it might be in there in Macy's somewhere.
Yeah, but it's just an old man look now.
Yeah,
That's why I stepped in. That's why I'm stepping in to bring the youth look back. All the old looking.
Back to hip hop and shit.
Yeah.
It used to be.
Can I just get a regular Nautica polo though?
yeah, the Nautica.
Polo or the rugby shirts, remember the Nautica?
No, yeah.
the
Like,
Nautica.
some of the older shit,
I'm
they're gonna bring that
bringing
shit back.
everything back.
Yeah.
All the old fly stuff back.
Dude, that is such a good look. I'm so excited for you for that. I don't know why. When I saw it at Complex, I had this moment of like, and I put actually, did you see it? I put up a tweet where I'm like,
I saw it.
We always talk about this.
what? No, please.
The dad hat thing y'all are kids into, right?
Yeah.
The original dad hat was the polo hat.
Yes.
With the horseman on it, and the Nautica joint with the sailing boat.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, you gotta bring those back.
Right. Exactly. No, that is. That has came back in a full effect.
Bro,
I would have one on.
it's the dad hat situation is the bane of my existence because I like them. They look
Look like a
horrible. No, I look like a real dad, like a
Oh,
dad
okay.
who shouldn't be wearing a hat. You don't do it either, though, right? No, our heads are
I
too
don't like
big.
them either.
Yeah, I can't. I gotta
Pause.
wear the big
Pause.
brim. You have to pause. My head's too big.
Yes.
I don't
I guess-
think nothing's wrong with that.
Thank you.
Pause the head's too big.
Yeah.
You got some sort of
It's not a disease. It's just shingles, bro. Simply shingles.
Oh
That's
my-
your name.
That's wild.
What, shingles? Don't worry, it's not herpes.
I never heard of that.
You never heard of shingles? Would you like to explain?
Oh.
It's like chicken pox for old people. So I have that going on right now.
The face. I wish.
So uncomfortable.
I wish you guys could have seen the face that Yachty just made. Yo, so was how we gotten to ask Drama about this, but I haven't gotten to ask you about this.
I'm listening.
The surprise of broccoli. Holy shit.
Crazy.
Yo,
I promise the guy, I'm honest truth. I swear to God, I didn't think that song was going to do anything.
like
That's just my honest opinion. I didn't know it was going to do anything. And it's so crazy. I'm 100% blessed and thankful. But the first time that Drum sent me the song, and he first texted me, he was like, yo, can you repost it on SoundCloud? And I was like, I forgot my exact words, but it was like some other shit.
what do you mean? Like you
Like-
weren't excited
like
about
I
it?
kind of wasn't with it.
Proud of the song.
Yeah,
You-
exactly. I wasn't proud of my verse.
Oh, you?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I didn't like it.
Oh, I think you.
I love it now,
Yeah.
but at the time, months ago in the beginning of the year when we first did it, I was like, this is kind of, I didn't do well.
So you looked at it as like some throwaway shit? Like you just was like,
No, but the more that I kept hearing it everywhere and platinum, triple platinum,
It's your biggest record, right?
yes.
And it's cool. It's one of those songs too that's great because you guys can both perform it together or separately.
Mm-hmm.
You both have enough
Oh,
of
yeah,
the
like
song.
full-
Yeah, like a lot of songs they have a feature, and it's like, well, if the other person's not there, I don't even want to hear
right,
it.
but it's equally loved.
Yeah.
on both ends.
And all,
It
yeah, all-
starts with me, and then the rest is him. But either part you can hear, and you'll be satisfied.
you know, we have a friend in common, or at least I think you're pretty cool with her, Rico Nasty.
That's,
Oh my God, I love that song.
What do you mean?
That's
I'm
why, well,
Finals?
I didn't want to like blow up the spot, but yeah, she told me personally that y'all have known each other for a long time, like
Yeah.
before you were even scorching.
way before I was popping.
How did you guys get to know each other
She
early on?
used to be popping on Vine.
Oh,
She was funny
R.I.P.
as
Vine.
fuck, and I hit her up a long time ago. I just wanted to be cool with her because she was so funny.
That's what she said. She said y'all were just homies, and then you just blew the fuck up, and then it was so cool of you. She didn't think you would just like jump on her record, and you just jumped on.
Homie, of
I
course
literally
I
would
would
just
do
listen to
that.
that
And that song is fire. Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
What?
No, she's got.
She coming. I'm excited. She's coming.
Yeah, no, I really hope so. I'm excited, and she's from DC, so it makes me extra excited. So, what else has been exciting about your recent celebrity? What's life like day to day now?
I mean,
That chain. Is
besides
what
you can never sleep, my life is kind of the same off camera. It's just, the in public stuff. In public, the internet. I mean, it's everything I was dreaming that it was like.
And has it? There hasn't been any real annoying negative things that have come up to bother you, because it seems like you handle any criticism fine. You always laugh at that.
I mean, whatever it is, nothing's ever bugged me. The only thing that really bugged me was the Biggie situation.
Because people got actually their feelings hurt. Right.
And that's when I felt like this isn't me, and I don't like this portrayal of me. Betrayal.
Yeah.
And I had to fix that.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you have a situation in which you say something, and I've been there before, a lot of things won't bother you, but if you say something and the way people respond makes them think of you in a way that's not actually you, it's a frustrating feeling to be like, man, I don't want people to actually think that of me. Now, listen, what are we going to do about Shia LaBeouf, bro?
You saw me on TMZ, right?
I saw you.
I'm not responding to that. It's Drake ain't say shit. I ain't gonna lie to her. I feel like when he dropped this, I'm probably wrong. I feel like he gonna go crazy. And he gonna throw something slick in there that's like, oh,
Drizzy?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, because let's be honest, I got the absolute brunt of it, but then you got the next. I think Drake got nothing. Drake got one little.
I mean, he got two. He did it on the first one too.
Oh, he did. What did he say on the first one?
He said something about him ghostwriting.
Which is funny, because that Shia LaBeouf I read. I was doing my research because I might be going back in the lab. You know what I'm saying?
So
I was doing my research, and I saw that he has a controversy of whatchamacallit? What's it called when a writer steals someone's shit? Plagiarism. He has a plagiarism story.
I mean, who gives a fuck?
It's not even worth your time, Yachty.
Not even that. It's not worth my time. It's just like, bro, I don't care.
But if I come to you, listen, what if I send you flames? You won't give me that flame
of course
ad-lib?
I will.
Will you give me that ad lib? If I just go, Yachty, talk to him, will you just hit him like a little quick sound?
Like Lil Boat in the background.
Oh yeah,
5 times.
Yeah. Could you get me one Lil Boat?
Lil Boat.
Because I want to be able to at least. Can you never yell
One
Lil
Lil
Boat like
Boat.
that again? Never. Only from him.
Or like Uncle Darnell Boat.
Yeah,
You know what
one
I'm
Lil
saying?
Boat.
Come in one time, do the intro.
Cost a Dragon Ball.
What is Dragon Ball to old people? I know it's the game.
Dragon Ball Z is a series.
Right,
and,
series.
And 5 Dragon Balls make up. I believe you can have any wish. You can wish for anything in the world.
All right, so I'll give you. I'm happy to give you one Dragon Ball.
You have to get one first. They're
How-
all over the world.
Like they're actually a thing.
No.
Mike Zombie could probably help.
But
Can
if
I just
they
go like
were,
this? Can I just like
no.
That's what you guys just give
Your
you.
ring don't even got diamonds in it.
It's called a wedding ring. All right. Are you married?
To the money.
Oh.
For those who are, of course, listening, because everyone's only listening, he just threw up his ring finger, his left-hand ring finger, with
Yeah.
a diamond ring, because you're married to
the money.
money. Man, and you're doing well with the money. I'm very happy about it.
No, man, I'm so blessed, bro. I'm telling you, bro, 2017, you're going to start seeing me in places that you just like, why is he there? I'm just finna be everywhere.
No, I got to tell you, I 100% believe that, because from the second I met you and you came in, it helped that I already liked you. Well, I think what really warmed me to you was the mixtape.
Okay, that's dope. Which a lot of people don't give a chance to listen to.
No, not your mixtape. No disrespect. Your mixtape was dope. I listened to that
What are you
too.
talking
The
about?
first thing was chant song mixtapes.
Can I get credit
word.
for pushing him hella hard on the
Wait, but
morning show?
Yes, you
wait,
did.
didn't I kill that? Wait, what are you talking about?
Yo, she
I
pushed
pushed
me.
you hard.
She did. So it started.
Okay.
So it started with her.
That brought you
Okay.
up there. I was my idea.
Okay.
Thank you.
So the
Turn
first
your
thing you
mic-
heard,
Your credit.
Turn your
the
mic
first
down.
thing you heard from me was mixtape.
No. So the first thing I heard was whatchamacallit, For Life. All right,
One
turn your mics
night.
back up. Is One Night.
One Night.
So one night I heard you came
Which
up.
mixtape? My verse on mixtape is completely different from One Night.
Exactly. So I heard you on that, but for whatever reason, the reason you jumped out, I told you this thing in the interview, but the reason you jumped out at me on mixtapes was because of how vocally different you sound. Like the second you come on a feature, my favorite thing about you when anyone asks me is that when Yachty shows up on a feature, oh, that's Yachty.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
I hate when people do features and I'm like, wait, which verse was their verse?
Right, exactly.
I love when someone pops on. So to me, no matter what anyone said about like, oh, I'm like, bro, he's not out here trying to be Rakim or Eminem. That's
Right.
not what his style is. But you have an amazing vocal tone.
Well, thank you.
And so I love that you have that. So I will try to get you one Dragon Ball, and I just need one strong Lil Boat.
I got you. I got you. We're gonna make it happen.
Because I'm gonna bring these bars to Shia LaBeouf, Lil Yachty. I'm gonna defend your name.
I don't know. Gotta do that.
You know, and I don't like it. I don't like what was said. I don't like him calling you Raggedy Ann.
Did he? I didn't listen to it.
You didn't hear?
Raggedy Ann?
He said you're Lil Romeo meets Raggedy Ann.
That is so good. It should have been Raggedy Andy though.
I think it's crazy how the world is just like actually like feeding into it.
I know. Well, I got to tell you, I think, you know what? In the world we live in right now where there's so many real problems, it is a fun distraction to just have some stupid, you know what I'm saying?
No, that's good. I like it.
Yeah, there's like, it'll be one thing. Here's the thing. There could be an actual rap artist coming at you where you're like, this isn't fun. I don't want this anymore.
I could meet him and I'd probably try to dap him up.
Yeah, of course. Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, with a smile.
But I'm not going to pretend. I don't want people to know that. No, if I see him, it's real. I'm pretending it's real until I see him, then I won't pretend it's real. I'm not playing. Anyways, Yachty, listen, go have fun. Enjoy your first big stadium. In New York.
Yeah, in New York, yeah.
First in New York.
Besides when I did the Kanye thing, I mean, it was the first one I performed. No, I did Tidal.
Oh, you did Tidal Barclay too.
Yeah.
How was that?
That was dope. That was my first day.
And what did you do? You just did like what, 7-8 minutes, something like that?
Yeah.
And did people fuck with it though?
Like 6 minutes.
Listen, I'm very proud of you, man. I'm happy of how things are going, and
Thank you.
You will always have an old hip hop head in me who will defend you. All right?
You'll always
That's
have
love.
a young one in me that will defend you too.
Exactly.
I got y'all too. Now I just need a black man.
Ebro will defend. Ebro loves you.
And I'd have Ebro.
I mean, he's biracial, but give him the full thing. Count him.
You got like the whole spectrum here: white, Spanish, black.
Yeah.
I know.
No one really counts you as Spanish, Marissa.
Ebro doesn't really count as black to me.
I mean, listen, he's heard that. It's not the first time he's heard that. So you need us to find a full. Jason Griff, will you
Full
support
black
him?
guy, right there, cosign.
You are a full American black man, correct? Do you support Lil Yachty? All right.
Here we go.
We here.
Got it all.
We made it.
All right, Lil Yachty. Good seeing you, bro.
Thank you.
All right. Badman. Joseph.
I don't need no that.
No, just the microphone. Badman.
Yeah, man.
Joseph.
Ad-lib this one too.
Ad-lib, please.
I'm
Fault
ad-libbing.
nice and easy.
He won't let me co-host. I'm an ad-lib.
Yes. Joseph, did you hear us talking about you yesterday on the show?
No.
Did anyone tell you?
No.
All right, well,
I was in Art Basel, like, doing very
Art
wild
Basel. I
things.
don't think anyone says Basil.
Isn't it? I thought it was basil.
Whatever.
If she says
ain't
it's
Basel
wrong.
like the thing you put in, like...
Yes, exactly. Hold on, when did you get the full grills? What the hell is going on?
Noticing
Yo, you're iced out. Oh my
Who are
god.
you?
Let me see
Let me see
the watch. Let me see the watch. Let me see the watch closer.
You know what it is? It's the Muhammad Ali theory. It's
What?
like when the kids see you iced up, you're like, all right, young brother, now come down to the church.
Is that really is that his theory?
Oh, that's what I'm doing.
I like it. I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, you got to use the shiny things to get their attention sometimes. But
For sure.
so on the show we talked about yesterday. So I've never hit you with a controversial question, probably ever once in our entire life.
So that means a controversial question is coming.
Yeah, I don't think I ever have.
Uh-uh.
Well, we said yesterday we were very excited. We loved the J. Cole song.
Literally just spoke to Ebro about it.
Oh, is it off air or on air?
Huh?
On microphone or off
On
microphone?
there, on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what did you feel weird about this?
So the thing is, me and Cole, like, I heard the track months ago.
Oh, you already knew it. He played it for you.
Yeah, I already knew about it. You know what I mean? Since the summertime. He told me to pull up to the studio. He's like, he had something to play for me. I thought it was like, something he wanted me to hop on. And then out of nowhere, he just played me like, this song, The Waves. And I'm like, wow. Like he basically pictured like, yo, can I get your blessing to use it?
Oh, that's cool.
Like, that's how I was. And I was like, yeah, you definitely got my blessing. Like,
I guess.
for sure.
Did he tell you why he liked it? It's like why he wanted it?
Yeah, he told me after the whole Forest Hills Drive tour and whatnot, he finally got back to like normal life. So he was just in the crib, and he returned back to like, his old methods of making music, which is like, just looking for beats on YouTube and shit like that. So he said he came across the Waves beat, like one day he was just vibing, writing, and like when the beat came on, like he just started vibing with it. He already knows my song, but like, sometimes you just write to a beat and then use it for something else.
Exactly.
And he was like,
It ended up being meant to be that.
exactly.
So he was just fucking around with it, and then it just turned into a
And
song.
it just turned into that. So he was like, yo, like, I just had to make sure I got your blessing on it. Out of love and respect.
You know what? That changes my opinion. It's so funny. Sometimes all you need is to hear something. Because like, I thought it would have been indecent of us on the air to not point out, like, oh, yo, just so y'all know, this was a Joey song. So we played your version too. Just
Right.
because the thing is,
And that's another thing.
a lot of people didn't
Keep
know it.
doing it.
Right? Exactly.
You feel me?
Because a lot of people don't know
Keep
it from
doing
back
it.
then.
Now it's a mashup. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And so,
Yeah.
because you're in a different place than you were back then, and just in
Yeah.
terms of your how much people are fucking with you. Yo, are we getting the album like real soon? Very soon.
I mean, it's
You're getting it even sooner.
I'll get it even sooner. All right, good,
A
good.
little bit, right?
You're getting it as soon as you come to the studio.
Okay, so it's done though.
It's pretty much done. We literally just tighten up skits and mixes,
Oh.
but it's done enough for you to listen to it.
Were you happy with the reception to Devastated?
Yeah, for sure.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought it was tight. Oh, you talking about tonight?
No, just in general.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
just the fact that people responded to it so much. I mean,
Yeah.
I told you I had a few things about it I thought were cool. Number one, it was so true. You've been through so much shit in the last 5 years. And so to get to have a song where you get it out a little bit, and on top of that, people
In like
fuck
a happy
with it.
way.
And then it's in a happy way because people while out at the
Something that
shows.
people can relate to. Like, we've all been devastated at a point in life.
What?
Jesus, it sounds like this.
No,
point.
exactly. And isn't it crazy? Are there times when you are shocked at how capable you are of being happy, given the times you went through that were so bad? Because for people who don't realize, your loss of your cousin, we're talking about someone who changed your life. I mean, in my opinion, from the outside,
We're talking about somebody we're talking about two people who would have been here right now,
right
know
with
what
you,
I mean?
and
Yeah.
like next to you.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
that's-
they always with me, but yeah, in the
exactly physical form.
they would have been, right
here.
here.
And so like Junior, people know more about Steez, I feel like.
Yeah.
And Steez is sort of like the lifeline of Pro
Pro
Era.
Era.
He's
The
like
architect.
He's sort of is for Pro Era what Yams is
Yams
for the
was
mob.
for the-
And
yeah.
but with your cousin Junior, from my perspective, he changed you. You became a better artist, more of a professional.
No, I
when
definitely
he got
did.
in your inner circle, like professionally, not just
Yeah.
personally, you changed.
Nah, I did.
And then he was just gone. And then like that, he was gone.
Yeah.
And so does it surprise you that you're capable of being like the human spirit is amazing?
It's
that you-
crazy too because like when I first started rapping, like as a kid, Junior was the first person to know.
Really?
Yeah, like
What's your age
I
difference?
rapped for him first, and I was like, yo, don't tell nobody in the family.
Oh,
And
really?
he, of course, told the whole family.
What's
that I
your
was
what's your age
rapping.
difference, you and Junior?
So I'm gonna be 21 now. He's gonna be 27.
Okay.
He's gonna be 27, and on the 6th of this,
Okay.
in a couple days.
In a couple days would be his
On the
birthday.
8th, actually. I'm sorry.
So, and you guys were always close.
Yeah.
And
Always growing up, we was super close.
But it's some-
and like towards more the end of his life, we got even more closer because he started helping me out on the business.
So how did that happen? How
He
did
became
he?
my tour manager.
How did he get involved with you professionally?
So like I was going through a point in my life where like a lot of things are just starting to fall apart. Like I had like a lot of missing pieces just in my team, just to get by. You know what I mean? And like one of them was like a day-to-day manager and a solid, steady tour manager.
Well, because for people who don't know, you have a great working relationship with Johnny Shipes.
Yeah.
But Shipes has a million things going on.
Yeah,
You
right,
can't-
right.
And even though you're his top priority,
Yeah, he's not a road manager though.
He's not a road
Yeah,
manager.
he's-
And if he
I
was a
would
road manager-
hate for Johnny Shipes to come
if
with me
Johnny
on the road
Shipes was
and
your
be my
road
tour
manager, you would never make a concert. You would smoke through every show. You would do nothing. By the way, for anyone listening,
Nah.
no.
He'd get me.
He'd get you there.
Yeah,
But let me tell you something about Johnny Shipes. The most amazing thing about Johnny Shipes, who's a very well-liked guy in our business, love guy. Shipes is a guy, when you talk to him or see him, you cannot imagine that he'd be so good a professional because he's always laughing.
Yeah,
he's always high.
joking.
And yet his business is awesome. But the
Yeah.
point is, long story short, he can't be your everyday guy. That's not who he is. So did he have the idea? How did it come to be that Junior started taking on some of his weight?
I just started. It started with me just venting to Junior. Like my cousin Quan, me and Quan, we're like brothers. We're literally 5 days apart. My mom and his mom are sisters.
Oh, wow. And you're 5 days apart. That's crazy.
And we're 5 days apart. Like literally, my mom came home from the hospital, and his mom went in.
Wow.
Like we're like some enchanted shit. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy. So
you know
y'all
what
are
I'm
really
saying?
like brothers.
Yeah, we're really like
Remember
brothers.
when
So
we went
like
to the basement?
What'd you say?
When we went to the basement at his house, Junior was there.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
motivating him with the New Yorker.
Yeah, exactly. So, so Quan,
Yeah, so it started with me like venting to Quan, and Quan and before Junior came on board working with me professionally, Quan and Junior had a closer relationship than I did. So when I would vent to Quan about things, he would tell Junior, and then Junior would start hitting me up like, yo, like let me know how I can help. I'm just finishing school. This is back in 2013. He was finishing school. He was gonna be done in December, so I literally just had to wait. And then when he finished school, first week of January, he came because he lived in Florida. He's going to school UCF,
Central Florida.
exactly. And then as soon as he finished school, he graduated. He came right up to New York, and we just started working. And
And he just started being your day-to-day, the dude with you all the time.
yeah,
Yeah, and then I just saw a change in you. Honestly, like,
he definitely made me way better. Like,
there was a time that we've never really spoken about, but there was like a little middle time where you were like sort of more difficult. You had like a little period of
no.
Me and your mom
Trust
talked
me,
about it.
I know. Trust me, I know. I tell people, like, certain people who I've met, like, who I haven't seen since like 2012, I'll reintroduce myself to them. Because I'm like,
I was in a different
I was
phase.
a kid, like, you know what I mean? I was a child. I know what was going on. Here, nice to meet you for real.
Right.
This is me as an adult, as a real person.
Well,
Like,
and as I always told you when I first met you, you really were like, you know, you were young.
Yeah.
Like when you start talking about young, 18,
Yeah.
17, like you were very, very young.
yeah,
So it's kind of hard.
It was too new to me, bro.
and I-
It's too much of a transition. Like, going from high school hallways to, like, right into the industry. Right into, like, you know
and
what I
like
mean?
popping in the industry.
Yeah.
Like not like no one's checking for you, but there are decisions
like
to be
the talk
made.
around town and shit. Like,
Right. Oh, the name.
resurgence,
Yeah, the people
the
know the
same-
name
yeah.
Joey Badass, and like it's a talked about
It was
thing.
a lot. It was a lot. And then I lost my best friend through all of that. You know what I mean? And that didn't help. Of course not.
No, and the Steez thing happened pretty early too. By the way, like Steve. By the way, as we sit here, Funk Flex walking by, Funk Flex in the crispy white Alpha,
And Fat Joe
Clean.
with like 8 kids.
and there's young M.A. There he is.
So
Funk
big
Flex,
right now.
Joey Badass,
Crazy.
young M.A. right around the way over
We
there.
already shook hands.
Flex, are you about to do this?
Finger.
This is the set I'm watching. You about to do this? I'm not being generic. I'm not being generic. I really want to see the set. Yo, you cannot say a word to Funk Flex without him think you're being generic.
Oh,
There's-
definitely. Generic.
He'll just
generic.
say you're generic.
That's his favorite word.
Like, so the fact that I just said to him, "You're about to do this," he just started laughing. Like, that's how you hit me. Like, yes. He'll be like, "That's generic." No matter what I
He
say,
always
he'll think
thinks
it's generic.
It's like the running joke of that show for the last 20
Everything
years.
is generic. But nah, it really is a crazy situation, Joey, that like to see where you're at now. So what do you think this album is going to do? Like, the first album was so good. By the way, you know how much I love the part on your first album when your man shouts me out from jail?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I heard that shit on Rosenberg. That shit was so tight, bro. So, is there different? How much do you change on this album? Like, how different is the music?
So, you know, this album is not about me.
What do you mean?
That's the interesting thing about this album. This album is strictly for the generation. It's for the times. It's addressing everything that's going on right now. Like, you're not gonna learn shit about me this album except for the fact that, you know, I'm trying to push this new agenda forward and, like, you know, wake everybody up. Like, but this has really got to do with the generation. You know what I mean? It got to do with our problems right here in this country.
Well, that's plenty
This
of
is a
content.
very, very mature album. Very mature.
I'm excited. You know, it's funny. Kaylani was just here, and we were just talking about like just it sounds generic to say this, but it literally is such a crazy time that we're fucking living in right now.
I need you to hear it.
Yeah, I need to come
I
here.
need you to hear it because I just want your feedback. At this point, like, you know, I closed myself out to people just so I could, like, finish it and get it to where I needed to be.
Okay.
But now I'm ready to, like...
Are you around for the next week or two?
Yeah.
You're around?
I'm around. I'm literally in the studio tomorrow, tonight, tomorrow, fucking Monday.
All right.
And then I go to Cali, like, Wednesday.
For how long? How often are you in Cali?
I'm going to move out there. Get a
Really?
crib.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you asked Kalani about coming here. Yeah, ask him about going out there.
So you moving out there?
I want to move there
I mean,
too.
I'm going to be by coastal, but I'm getting a crib out there.
But you have your crib here,
Yeah.
always.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I said. I'll be
So
by
you think
coastal.
you think you'll still be around plenty?
Yeah. I'm
It's
gonna
just
be on
about-
some Donald Trump shit, like
That's
shuttling.
You can't just say on some Donald Trump shit anymore, Joey.
Well, why not?
Well, no, yeah.
He's the fucking president
Yeah,
elect.
I guess
Yeah,
it
good
works.
point.
We just don't want people to think like when you say I'm on some Donald Trump shit, it's like, what do you mean? It's like I'm building a wall around my house so no one can come visit me.
Nah, I
didn't-
don't think people understand that. Would think
You don't
that.
think people take that from you?
Nah,
I think you're probably right. So you're gonna be moving to LA, but you will still be around, and the album will be coming sometime soon.
Yeah, top of next year.
All right, and you still have that 45 for me?
I do.
You're supposed to still have a jacket
And
for me.
it's gonna be a good Christmas for you.
You got more
yeah.
shit.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got more than just a jacket for you now.
You got some shit. Yeah. Oh, you got the whole wardrobe for me? Hold on, down to the sock. Pro era down to the socks. How's the merch doing?
Can I get a
it's
shirt?
spectacular. Spectacular. Like, this year is about to be amazing.
Is it? Do you get is that as beneficial for you as like almost anything? Is the merch as financial?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's-
Like, in a year on merch, I make close to what I make on the album.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's a big piece of the puzzle. What's up with Nick Caution solo album?
So after my album, Pro Era album.
Okay, album, and then you think a Nick Caution album?
We'll talk.
No comment yet.
Huh?
No comment yet.
No comment yet, but it's being it's always being worked. Work is always being done.
Okay, at all times.
Something
And
like
Kirk Knight as what? Same thing.
Same thing.
Next is Pro Era.
Next
So there's a
Pro
lot to
Era.
discuss about what's coming next.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's just say this: you have a lot of talented guys. I mean, between Kirk with the rhymes and the beats, Nick as a pure MC.
CJ dropping next week.
CJ drops next week. That's Friday, correct?
Yep.
Are you on that project as well?
I'm not.
Not on the project, but that's not for any reason in particular.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. It's just like, you know, we growing, so we want to venture out. We want to, you know what I mean, try new things. And like I said, there's a Pro Era album on the way.
All right, so
all those songs that would have been on each other's project
are
is
all
on
there. Got you. All right, and CJ's coming in next week as well.
Yep.
All right, bro, we'll talk in a minute.
My G.
Joseph Bodman, album coming
Thanks
soon.
for coming to our podcast.
You right.
It's not your
You
podcast.
said it would be 3 minutes.
Yeah, close enough.
Ah.